Fox 55 Sports.
Welcome in, everyone. We start this evening with the sad news out of Indianapolis as we learned tonight that Colts owner Jim Irsay has died. The team announced his death this evening, sharing that he died peacefully in his sleep. Irsay went from being the NFL's youngest owner when he took over the team in the 90s to one of the most well-known, outspoken, and fan-involved owners in the league. During his tenure, the Colts made 2 Super Bowl appearances, including that win in 2006. And the Colts haven't shared how the 65-year-old died, but the team's COO, Pete Ward, said Irsay will be remembered for his dedication and passion for the Colts, as well as his generosity, commitment to the community, and his love for the family. Now, Irsay's death is being felt around the state, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Penske, and IndyCar shared this statement calling him a kind, brilliant, dedicated leader who made a massive and irreplaceable impact on so many lives. The Indiana Pacers took some time in the middle of their playoff game tonight to post a statement on behalf of their owners, calling Irsay a passionate advocate for the community who helped shape Indianapolis into the sports town that it is today. And multiple players have posted their immediate reactions to Irsay's death. Legendary QB Peyton Manning, most notably, posting on Instagram that his impact on the players who played for him will not be forgotten. Meanwhile, the X account for Lucas Oil Stadium posted that if it's the house that Peyton built, then Irsay was the architect. And current Colts DB Kenny Moore took to X, saying he'll remember the team owner for his leadership and spirit, while former wide receiver T.Y. Hilton posted that he'll forever hold their talks close to.
We begin tonight with the shock to Colts Nation, the NFL, and all of Central Indiana. Jim Irsay, the longtime owner of the Indianapolis Colts and fierce advocate for the Circle City, has died. His daughter Kaylin posting this final picture of Mr. Irsay earlier this month.
Jim Irsay's major commitment to Indianapolis started back in 1984. 1 month after Indianapolis welcomed the Colts to town from Baltimore, Jim Irsay was named general manager and vice president of his father's team. He took over day-to-day operations in 1996. Then in 1997, Jim Irsay became the youngest NFL owner at just 37. Jim Irsay always said what was on his mind. He was clearly the most outspoken owner in the NFL. He led the way on many major decisions about the game he loved. Jim Irsay wasn't afraid to invest in his team to win. The Peyton Manning era lasted 13 seasons. It was the glory days under Jim Irsay's leadership. Jim's most cherished moment came in 2007. That's when his team won the Super Bowl on a rainy night in Florida. Jim Irsay was also willing to take chances, like in 2022 when he fired Frank Reich and hired Jeff Saturday to lead the Colts, despite the fact that Jeff Saturday had never coached in the NFL. Under his leadership, the Colts racked up more than 260 wins, 10 divisional titles, and made the playoffs 18 times. Jim Irsay loved his Colts, but he also loved giving to our community. Jim Irsay would often make massive private donations to people in need. He had a heart of gold and often showed up at training camp, handing out $100 bills to Colts fans. He gave millions of dollars to local organizations like Riley Hospital, Wheeler Mission, and the YMCA, just to name a few.
It's really going to be special. I mean, something like this never has been done.
Jim Irsay loved rock and roll. He formed the Jim Irsay Band. He'd perform with some of the biggest names in the business. And he also loved history. He spent millions of dollars to buy historic items. The Irsay collection is one of the biggest private collections in the world. Jim Irsay wanted to share that collection with fans. It would be displayed during free concerts around the country over the last few years. But Jim Irsay openly admitted that he had demons to fight in his life. In March of 2014, he was arrested for a DUI and drug possession. He spent an extended time in rehab, but came back stronger. In 2020, Irsay and his family started the Kicking the Stigma Foundation, raising awareness of mental health issues and shame associated to it. The foundation is very successful and impacting millions. Jim Irsay is survived by his 3 daughters and 10 grandchildren that he dearly loved. His legacy and impact on our world will not be forgotten. Jim Irsay was 65.
So, almost every Hoosier's waking up to news that Indianapolis Colts owner Jim Irsay passed away yesterday, and I just cannot believe it. Now, and let me say, Jim Irsay has pretty much made the Colts what they are today. And yes, he is a true Hoosier legend. And I know damn well he got it from his father. And by the way, his father is what inspired me. To what is known as pulling up Bob Irsay. For example, 7 years ago, moving to Fort Wayne in the middle of the night. That obviously did not happen, but what did happen is I didn't give the proper notice, and and 2018 was a different time than it is now. But this is a huge loss for Indiana. And I would not be surprised if Carly Irsay puts a petition on change.org to change the name from the Indianapolis Colts to the Indiana Colts. To make sense, because I think most of Indiana roots for the Colts. Though it was a problem in Super Bowl 41. Wake up, Ella. How do I say this without upsetting you? Do you remember many of the Colts games we watched? Yeah. Well, the owner Jim Irsay passed away recently. I know you're sad right now. Just like, gosh, nearly 7 million other Hoosiers. I know, Ella, I know you're sad. But... Now, get down. Hey, Caprice, did you hear any of that? Caprice? Did you hear any of that, Caprice? What? Hey, Caprice. Do you remember those Colts games we watched on television? Yeah. Well, the owner of the Colts Jim Irsay pass away. Yep, he was the guy who drafted Peyton Manning in
2 hours later.
Yeah, now you like the Colts games, do you? Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jim Irsay was an inspiration to some people. In fact, his father, Bob Irsay, or should I say Robert Irsay, is why the Colts are in Indianapolis today instead of Baltimore. I mean, can you imagine the Indianapolis Ravens? No. Well, yeah. Caprice is right. Bob Irsay, Jim's father, moved the Baltimore Colts to Indianapolis 41 years ago in the middle of the night. And it was sort of similar to what I did 7 years ago when I moved from Marion to Fort Wayne. Only it was a U-Haul truck that was 26 feet long. And I'll never forget it for as long as I live. May God bless Jim Irsay.
Happy friendiversary.
Well, yep. Kind of appropriate. Well, now, before you leave, before I end tonight's episode of Caprice and Ella, I want to mention there are 5 moments, 5 Indianapolis Colts moments that I'm going to remember, that I still remember to this day. And I know the Jaguar Gator 9 guy has a few Colts clips, so check his channel out. And I'm already subscribed to their channel, or his channel. Top 5 moments, or should I say my top 5 Indianapolis Colts moments. Number 5 is quite obvious. Super Bowl 41. And Super Bowl 41 was the all-Indiana Super Bowl. And if you remember King of the Hill, the animated series, the fictionalized character of Hank Hill sort of predicted an all-Texas Super Bowl between the Dallas Cowboys and the Houston Texans. Though that has not materialized yet, but another production that I did, which is similar to King of the Hill. It's called Queen of the Willis, where Ava Willis, voiced by yours truly. And by the way, Queen of the Willis actually premiered, say 4 months before Super Bowl 41. And there was mention of Super Bowl 41. And I still have that Colts sweatshirt from that year, even though it doesn't really fit me anymore. Fourth most memorable moment from the Colts, Super Bowl 44. Yeah. And I know it's likely my security guard's George's most memorable moment, because he's originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and grew up in New Orleans. So unfortunately, George Williamston is a New Orleans Saints fan. Number 3, the day Andrew Luck retired in his prime. Number 2, Peyton Manning cut from the Colts back in 2012. And my number 1 memorable Indianapolis Colts moment, and I'm sorry to say it, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, especially those living in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Read my lips. This is why I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I have hated them since the 1995 AFC Championship game. That cost the Indianapolis Colts a trip to Super Bowl 30. But there is a silver lining. I'm also a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. So, don't count that out yet. Well, that wraps it up. I'm Ava Zinn reminding you to get yourselves vaccinated, educated, and may Fort Wayne's good news be yours. May God bless Jim Irsay.
This has been Caprice and Ella.